Coach, day two, just what are you trying to accomplish as this week unfolds?
Same stuff. Said it the last couple days. Trying to be a good team that plays together and plays hard. We've continued to add stuff, continued to try to give ourselves, put ourselves in positions that we're going to be in the game. And I thought today's practice was good. It was competitive, as it was yesterday. But first 2 days are easy to get up for, so you just want to build off of that.
What have you seen from the rookies so far as they adjust?
Seen a lot of good things. They've added a bunch. Carson hit a bunch of shots in the scrimmages the last 2 days. Grant's been very solid. I think all those guys, Romeo, Taco, all those guys have done, Draymond, Max, all done good things. Probably not as advanced as our older guys as you would expect, but the first 2 days have shown a lot of real promise. So those guys worked hard, in our small group work to get ready to practice and before the season, and hopefully that pays off when you get out here with an NBA team.
What do you expect to see from the rookies at this point? Just we've been to summer league, but obviously you don't expect them to know.
Yeah, number one, well, they should have a pretty good feel for our techniques that we're teaching, our verbiage, how we go about things. Summer league plus the opportunity to work with our coaches again in individual work, I think is all very beneficial to that. It gives you a comfort level as you start practice, and then I just want to see who can add value to winning. And we don't need to see everything that everybody can do on every possession. We just need to try to win that possession. And a lot of these guys bring good things to the table.
Brad, you talked about being together. When you took a step back from last season, I know you look at the entire program. What kind of things are you changing to kind of foster that?
I think this is maybe year 13 as a head coach, and it's always been something that I've really wanted to preach and make sure that we all understand the importance of. Some years you're better at that than others. Not a ton of change, some subtle things.
Coach, what you saw from Jalen over the second half of the season and watching him in the World Cup team, it seemed to me that his game is growing even more. Is that during that stretch?
You got more opportunity to play a position where you have to handle pick and rolls on the defensive end in a way other than switching. And that's the hardest thing for young players, is to go from guarding wings and switching and guarding wings and being aggressive to playing a different coverage against a 4 or a 5 that demands that. It's hard to see it on the fly. It's hard to do it without much practice. That's why those reps over those 39 days are outstanding for him. Gives you another chance to guard different things different ways throughout the year. I think that's one of the things where, if you would have asked Jalen 3 years ago to do that, that would have been a lot to ask of a young rookie. And now, having been in it 4 years, there's not a coverage he hasn't seen or hasn't been, or at least hasn't been asked to try. And so now he's really been asked to try it on a big stage. But the way they played, that was helpful. When he's guarding Gobert, you're probably not going to guard Gobert much for us. But inevitably, there are going to be times when you got to figure that out on the fly.
Do you have more expectations for him this season?
I don't have more expectations for anybody other than they can continue to get better and continue to, be a great teammate.
Coach, you talk about adding value to winning. Romeo seems to have all of the characteristics that you want out of a great defender. Where do you think you can, or what do you think you can grow into over the course of the next couple of years as a defender?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think he's just a versatile, long, athletic guy. But he's only played 1 year of college basketball. He played for a really good defensive coach in Archie Miller. So he understands system. He understands playing together. Played for a good high school coach, Jim Shannon. And so, he knows the game. Now it's just a matter of doing it at this speed, which is not easy.
What do you see from Gordon so far, and how can you compare that to where he was last year?
The investment's been well documented over the summer, and you can see it.
You always see a lot of new bodies in here, just in a lot of different ways you guys can play. Just the balance for you right now in terms of just seeing as much as possible in terms of combinations.
Yeah, so we, today we really mixed up our teams. In our scrimmage, we played 18 minutes of, if you guys would have come out and tried to figure out who was in green and who was in white. wide, it would have been a problem, right? Sometimes that's just a coaching move you do before you open the windows, and sometimes that's just you really did break the teams up. But I think ultimately, we're going to continue to try different things. We got 3 weeks to figure out what the first month will look like, and then we got another couple months after that to figure out what our best version is.